Hey sparklers, how we doing? So, as you know, I am Empress Sparkle. I am a witch, clairvoyant, Hellenic pagan, and many more crazy things. Um, so today I have with me is my absolutely, I love this lady. Okay, so if you can't get hold of me as a clairvoyant, go to Sam because I absolutely love her, or even energy cleansing. Sam, would you mind introducing yourself, please, my lovely?
Yeah. Hi, I'm Sam Ritchie and I'm an angel guide. I'm certificated by Kyle Gray. I read oracle cards. I hold space for Circle both in person and online. But my main job and passion is space clearing properties.
Yeah. See, I love this because when we were talking about this, I was like, what the hell is space clearing? And you were like, it's the
Uh,
same thing you do. You just have a different name for it. I'm like,
Yeah.
oh,
Yep.
okay. Okay. So I love it because I think that's some of the hardest things for people to get used to in the paranormal world, isn't it? The different terms, etc., that we use, if that makes sense, that we use for all these different spiritual things.
Yeah.
Um, I'm trying to be nice without being rude to certain people and stuff. I'm just waiting for Hev to join because she asked a question over on YouTube that I think is a brilliant question, especially with so many people going ghost hunting now, including myself. I think it's a brilliant. Oh, there she is.
There you
Blimey.
go.
So Hev asked Sam, and I'm going to let you sort of answer this first. But she asked how to prevent things attaching to ourselves when we go to these places.
Okay, so it's energy clearing and protection. So basically, what you want to be doing is putting yourself in a bubble of protection. I always use a modified version of what Carl Gray teaches. So I love to do this in the shower. And because of the work I do, I don't ghost hunt per se.
Say.
um, but because of the work I do, moving spirit on and clearing energy and all of the work I do with spirit, it's really important for me to keep my energy safe. So, what I like to do is in the shower, because we all have showers, um, is it doesn't take any extra time and it becomes a habit then. So, what I do is I call in Archangel Michael and I cut any cords of attachment. I then call in Archangel Metatron and I ask him to use his magenta light and his sacred geometry to clear my energy, the property that I'm in. And then I ask the universe to wash me in a white light. I also sometimes, if I'm told I have to, because I don't like doing it, if 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 I'm if I'm being told that someone's trying to spiritually attack me, then I put mirrors in my bubble of protection. But I do not like doing that because I want the energy to disperse. If someone's trying to psychically attack me, I'd rather the energy doesn't go back to them. But on occasion, I've been told to put mirrors in my white light. So I wash myself. I imagine the shower is white light and is cocooning me in a bubble of protection. And there's loads of stuff on YouTube how to do it. Even on my channel, there's a how to protect your energy. Um, some people use armor, some people use like a bubble wrap. There's a whole load of ways you can do that. And what I would suggest is find the one that feels right to you. So
Well,
try them out.
this is the important thing because I do complete opposite, not opposite to you, sorry. But I'll walk in before when I get at the property still while I'm ghost hunting. I cleanse myself as soon as I'm out the building with incense, always lavender, sandalwood, frankincense. Please leave the white sage at home if you are not Native American. I will say that loud and clear. Um, All dragon's blood.
However,
Ooh.
can I just
Yeah,
interrupt
of
there?
course.
If you grow your own sage, sage is great to use,
Yes. Sam, I
right?
love that bit of advice. Yes.
The sage I use is grown locally to me from a friend, and she makes up sage bundles for me. So you can use sage as a non-Native American if it doesn't come from there. So
Love it.
you need to be respectful of other people's heritage, but you can still use the sage if it's local to where you are.
I love that, Sam, because I never even thought of it. I'm going to hold my hands up. So I do love that. Absolutely love it. Um, I then do so I know you say you don't like returning the negative energy. I do. I'm like, so I do a return to sender spell. I also use my white shield. So I actually have a shield, as you were saying about armor. Mine's more of a shield. I sort of, the way I describe it to people is like, oh my goodness. Oh, what are they called? I'm trying to think what they're called. Blimey. Force fields. That's the word I'm looking for. So I bring it up like a force field all the way around me, and nothing negative can actually get through to me. And I put my spirit guides at the edge to sort of just protect me off. Yeah, shield maiden. Now I'm more of a Sparta. I'm more of a Spartan. And then because we need to remember the Spartan women fought.
Yeah.
They were just as good as the Viking women. Um, and then I sort of like, when I get home, I am the same. Sadly, we don't have a shower, but I do get in a bath. While I'm in the bath, I meditate. So I breathe out negative energy. I also put salt in my bath.
Yeah,
So
I
while I'm,
shower with salt afterwards too.
it's brilliant in it, salt.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, Spooky. I didn't realise who it was. So yeah, so I shower with, I bath with salt because I'm like, I just want this negative energy off me. Because sometimes doesn't matter whether you're cleansing, whether you're dealing with someone else's attachment or what it is. I don't know about yourself, Sam, but I do find that you can, how do I word this nicely? You can get, uh, the ghost hunters call it a paranormal hangover.
Yeah.
I call it draining, and it's very, very different to a physical and emotional draining. It's like it's internal and external at the same time. I can't explain it unless you experience it. It's really, I don't know if you can.
Yeah, how I would explain it is it's sort of not being connected to your body, sort of draining. It's
Yeah.
like you're sort of watching yourself, and you're not grounded in your own body.
Yes, I love that. So, M, for you, if you've got eczema, so you can use salt still, but also put a tad of coconut milk in it. I know that sounds really weird, and I know it does, but a tag of coconut. I can't say it. Why can't I say it?
Coconut
Co-
milk.
Thank you, Sam. I couldn't say it. It wouldn't come out. Um, because that is actually also a protector as well. So that is actually also a protector. Um,
Yeah, breath work.
yeah,
Definitely you can. It's your
yeah,
intention. Using
yes.
your intention to clear your energy field. So just like use your breath, just breathe it over yourself like you would if you're using sage or Palo Santo or anything else, and
Mm-hmm.
or incense. You just breathe over yourself to cleanse, because your intention will do the same job.
Yeah. So, Heath, you know when we do meditation and we breathe out the negative light, surround it by white light, and send it away. So we breathe out the dark white, surround it by white light, send it away. Instead of you breathing out dark light, breathe out white light, because that just helps you to picture that that's the intention you want to give. I don't know how to take this comment down.
I
Can you
can't
see the
help.
cam Sem? I just wanted to
I
ask,
could
lovely.
see that one, yeah.
Oh, why is it not showing the comments? It keeps doing this.
I can't see all of them. Hang on, there's some popped up then. Very small. Oh, that's better.
Is that better? Yeah.
Yeah. Now I've got my glasses on, I can see it better as well.
I was thinking of over the herbs. Herbs is brilliant to do this with because they need your breath anyway to grow.
Yeah.
So this is perfect to do it with.
Yeah, you can use herbs, you can use anything. It's your intention. Your intention is the key. So find, and it's not with anything spiritual, it's not a one size fits all. So
Yes.
find what works for you. So that Empress Sparkle and we do the same thing, but we do it in a very different way. We use the things that work for us. And so something that you do might not work for us, but if it works for you, who cares?
See, this is what I try to get through to everyone. The paranormal world is about your belief. It's about what you're thinking. It's about what you care about. It's about your belief. So when I do get spiritually attacked, I don't get spiritually attacked. My kids and my husband does. And that is because that's what I care about. They know what to go for. They always try to attach to my husband and my kids, and that is why now I give them protection bags to make sure they're protected and stuff like that when we go on hunts. And that's for my peace of mind more than anything. That is for my peace of mind. um the dark world and the paranormal world only has as much hold, hey Shawnee, only has as much hold as you allow it to have on you.
Yeah. And I know they can't touch me, so they don't. Um, when I was talking earlier about putting mirrors in, it's from people, it's not from spirit.
Mm-hmm.
Spirit cannot get near me. I have a ring of angels around me all of the time whenever I'm working. Um, excuse me. And when when I've been in situations that have been a bit like, whoa, what's going on here? I have one where they physically changed my facial features, which freaked my client out a little bit. But I wasn't worried. I was surprised that it was able to get so close that it could change my features, but I was not concerned because I could see my angels around me and I knew they couldn't do any more than that.
I think that's one of the important things of understanding sort of what we do is I always have my white light up. And as I said to you, Sam, on the other podcast, when I went to 30 East Drive, I allowed it to put me in a black bubble. If I wanted to, I would have been able to get out of that. And the
Yeah,
trouble is, I most probably exercised it and then ended up in trouble with the company that own it. So I couldn't do that.
yeah,
Um, and this is one of the things that people don't realize. Like, I don't actually cleanse my home with incense. I do it with my white energy. I'm that good with my what controlling my white energy now. I don't actually have to do cleansing. The only thing I have to do is salt lines
yeah,
and on the front and back door. I do have protection bags as well, just because we are going into paranormal properties. So just in case something's, I know this sounds weird, guys, but they don't just attach to us. They can attach to the stuff we've taken there. So even though I may not have cleansed it as well as what I think or something like that, so I do get a bit paranoid about that.
yeah,
So it's sort of like I do, how do I word it? I do sort of like put salt lines and protection bags. So then if anything has attached to any of that, once I get home and I've gone in and I know it sounds weird and I know this is going to sound psychotic and people are going to go, yeah, whatever. But if we walk with any of that equipment and as we're walking in, we feel sort of a force field sort of pulling. So we're trying to pull it away from something. I'm like, right, that needs to go outside. It needs to all be cleansed.
yeah.
And hubby's like, what? And I'm like, something's attached to it.
Yeah, well, with the work that I do, there is quite often um, objects that have to be space cleared as well.
Yes.
I was doing a palace, and they had this, it was a really strange um, talisman, I guess. And it was like, whoa. And there was another one, a different one, but it had the same symbol on it in another room. I was like, they have to go.
Yeah.
If you want to sell this property for 2.5 million, which you're telling me you do, they need to go, because they have come from a monastery that has been, that they have put a curse on them. And yeah, I can protect them and I can bubble them up, but you still need to get rid of them. They still should not be in this space.
This is one of the things that I struggle with a lot, if I'm honest. Oh, sorry, I've just seen that Heb's put something. Struggle for me is really pushing my belief as I've relied on the practical slash physical. So there's nothing wrong with relying on the practical slash physical when you first start out. There's
No,
nothing wrong with that. So don't don't think you're
you've got to
struggling, you're just
find your
starting.
own way. You've got to find your own way and what works for you. And it might be that for me, I like to do practical things. When I space clear, I have a practical routine and I do it remotely as well. But I have a system that I
Yeah.
work with um, to do that. And the system is slightly different when I'm doing it remotely, but not very, because that system works for me. And yeah, I probably don't need to do half of the stuff because it is intention, but I don't feel like I'm doing anything otherwise. So I like to physically move my body to do something just
Love that.
to get the same result. But when I was an estate agent many moons ago, um, I was space clearing properties without even knowing I was doing it. If there was any spirits there, I would move them on. I would see them and I would move them on. I knew I was doing that. But those properties would sell just from me doing a viewing.
Yeah.
So
I
I didn't
think
physically need to do any more than enter.
I think that is one of the important things actually is so this is one of my hardest parts of actually going into some of these paranormal places is I have to control my energy so much because I really want to cleanse them. There's a part of my, as I was saying to you, there's a part of my 30 East Drive video, and I go, I really want to cleanse this place. Even at when we after we went to Ye Old Sanitation Inn, I felt that urge again. I want to cleanse this place. But the thing is for me is I'm struggling with this. I yes, okay, I go paranormal hunts. This is going to sound a bit hypocritical, and I will hold my hands up there. I struggle with why they're okay. Okay, keep the dark entities there if that's what you want. But I struggle with the grey entities that they're keeping there. I struggle with that because I'm like, why are you forcing these people that want to go into the light, but they don't understand the light and they're afraid of the light? Why are we forcing them to stay here? So I do that's where I struggle personally, really, really bad.
Yeah, I don't think I could go on a paranormal hunt.
It's
I
really
I
difficult.
I don't think I can do it. I mean, a friend of mine, there was one quite locally to me a few months ago. She's like, "What do you think about this?" I said, "Those people do not want me there. I tell
Yeah.
you that now. I cannot leave anything that is stuck there.
Yeah.
So these guys are trying to make money out of it. They do not want me there."
See, this is one of the things that I find, so, and and it sounds hypocritical of me, and I will hold my hands up. It sounds hypocritical of me, and I will not take that back that it does, and I admit that to everyone. But it is a really when you are someone that wants to get rid of the darkness out the world, and you're leaving a property, and you know you're leaving souls with that dark spirit that don't deserve to be fed off, because that is what's happening.
Yeah,
It's heartbreaking. It's like,
yeah,
what do I do here? And I really struggle with that mentally
yeah.
whenever I leave them. Um, Now, this is an interesting one. I'm going to let you say your opinion first, Sam, and then I think I might shock her with mine.
Yeah, absolutely. Wherever, anything, you can bring attachments from anywhere. But yeah, charity shops, yeah, it's all at least secondhand, if not more, right? So
Yeah,
if you bring in clothes home, wash it, right, before you wear it. But objects, use your incense, clap around it, send it white light, and clear the energy from it. And you can do that. I my house is full of antiques, but every antique in this house has been space cleared
yeah,
because I love old stuff, but I don't want any of the negativity coming into my house. I've even space cleared a secondhand shop locally to me where they had a problem with one of the beds. It just wasn't selling. I know why it wasn't selling now, because there was so much trauma attached to that bed that there was no way anyone was going to buy it. But
yeah.
while I was there, it's like, yeah, and should we just do everything? Because I can't leave this place. There's too, I can't leave all this negative energy here. So we just do it all.
It's so difficult because I love what you've said there. So, charity shops is very difficult, and Sam's. I haven't got anything to add. It's actually perfect what you've said, Sam. But it's not just charity shops. I've had one day, I'll never forget it. I had a package from Amazon. Um, I can even remember what was still in it to this day, which was a toy, believe it or not, for one of my girls for their Christmas present. So I'm going back about 6, 7 years because Bella's 13, so she hasn't had toys really in the last 4, 5 years because they don't have toys anymore, do they? Once they get 10. Um, but I remember it so well. And literally, he passed it to me and he went, I don't know what's up with this thing, but since I've had it in my hands, I'm like, And I was literally looking at this black figure stood next to him. And I was like, that's not coming in my house. And he went, well, you're going to have to take it. I went, yeah, I'll take it, but it's not coming in my house. I had to stand on my doorstep and cleanse this freaking item before I could bring it in my house.
Yeah.
Cleanse it before I could bring it in my house. I was like, what the fudge? Like it's a brand new item. But this is why I say when people open tarot cards and just use them straight off the back, I'm like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
No. Honestly, honestly, you'd be crazy. You wouldn't believe unless you can see, feel, etc. You
Anything can
wouldn't.
have it.
Yeah,
Anything. Because you don't know where it's been. You don't know who was making that item, who was who's touched that item, what they've normally unintentionally put onto that item. You just don't
yeah.
know.
Because you don't, you think about it, if you're a boring factory worker, I know this sounds bad, but crystals are the worst. Actually, Hev, so this is a great example because even though they tell us that, or I sell crystals, and I'll admit that I do sell crystals, um, they tell us they're fair trade, and they do. I've had crystals turn up here, and I've had to cleanse them before I can sell them,
I
and that,
always, I always cleanse any crystal that I buy, no matter where I buy it from. And it's you can do it really quickly though.
yeah,
I've got crystal in my hand now. I just hold it in my hand, imagine any negativity going up through my body, out through my feet, down to the center of Mother Earth, all the positive energy coming back from the center of Mother Earth, up through into the crystal, all the white light from the universe coming down into the crystal, and then I ask it for whatever I've bought the crystal for. If it's to space clear, to help me space clear really well, if it's to give us a gift to help that person be healthy, happy, and abundant, which is what I program every property I space clear is to be healthy, happy, and abundant for everyone connected to it. So yeah, it really is crystals, tarot cards, anything you can do tarot cards, you can do that with actually
Yeah.
anything, any object. You can just
Just
mm,
hold.
yeah, get rid of the negative energy by imagining it going out and dispersing into the earth.
Yeah, totally true. I call this channeling, guys. So I hold my hands up. I call this channeling. Because that is what it used to be called, but they've changed all the terms now. Channeling's now where you take a spirit into your. Oh, honestly, the term changes does my head in.
See, I
But
don't get hung
also,
up with that. I
oh,
do what I do, and I call it what I call it, and I
I
don't
love
care if
that.
anyone
I mean,
else does. It's
I
like I hate the term medium. I have a real button on that. So on my website, I don't do mediumship readings. I do messages from above.
I'm the same. So I call myself a clairvoyant. But no one knows what a clairvoyant is anymore. They see it as a gypsy sat in a caravan, and I'm like, that's not what it is. That's not what it is. Um, but also the thing about crystals as well, if they're not fair trade, you may be getting what they call a slave crystal. So that's people being forced. So you think about that person's being forced to dug up that crystal. Usually around the children are only 5 to about 16 that are digging up these crystals, especially in Africa, China, India, them sort of places. So when you actually think that you're buying them crystals, that child's going to pick that up with such negative energy and dig that out of the earth with such negative energy. So you need to remember that as well. Someone holding the tarot cards and why they're packing them into the boxes to be shipped off. And I don't mean it rudely. We've all done it when we're at work. A co-worker pisses them off, and they just go, "Oh, well, they just shut them." That's it. That's in that tarot card
Yeah.
because they've been holding it. This is the stuff that in the paranormal that people don't understand. This is the stuff that me and Sam have been trying to sort of, especially myself, I've been doing a lot of podcasts about this at the minute, Sam, since our one, because I want to get it out there that our thoughts, our not cleansing stuff properly, etc., is just crazy. Oh, she's done that. We've done that. We automatically did that one, Sam.
Yeah. Well, when I'm space clearing, I I tend to set up an altar in a room that feels right. It can be the hallway, it could be the kitchen, it could be anywhere. So I set up an altar. I have crystals on there, I have candles on there, I have a joss stick on there, I have my bells, I have my singing bowl, and my tuning forks now because I've added those because they're cool. And
I love that.
oh well, it's fun. I like to play them, so space clearing gives me an opportunity to do that. So I set all of that up. If I feel that the crystal needs to go somewhere, then I will take a crystal with me and put it in a room. If I feel that I work a lot with estate agents and people who are trying to sell their houses and or grow their businesses as well. So in those instances, I might get told you need to put a rose quartz in that area. If it's a weird shaped room, quite often crystals, I'm told that they need to put a crystal there. So crystals are key as well. It is another tool that really can help.
Oh, I literally, so one of the things I sit on my desk with is a selenite
Yeah,
24/7. It is on my
that's
desk.
what's in my hand now. Apart from I dropped mine, so it's not as round as it once was.
Oh no.
But it's still
Um,
quite happy to play. It told me it's quite happy.
I'm glad about that. Do you love, guys, right? Even though we do something slightly different for to keep our stress levels while we're working, okay, we both have a selenite on our desk.
And
I just love.
whenever I'm doing a podcast or I'm holding space for circle, or even when I'm doing readings, it's quite often in my hand.
Yeah, I literally I sit with selenite quite a lot. And literally it's one of my favorite crystals to channel. One of my favorite crystals to channel because it literally holds all my negative energy. It's not, I know it sounds weird, but I find a quartz is good but it doesn't hold all the negative energy. Quartz I love for attaching. If there's a spirit and it won't move on, I attach it to that till I can get it to move on. That is what a quartz is good for. But for me, like, I even if my house needs an extra cleanse, before I actually go to the incense, I actually take the selenite out. So before I even go to the incense, I'm like walking around with my selenite stick, like, you know, bippity boppity boo, bippity boppity boo, I see you. And I'm like that walking around the house, and I must look like a right crazy lady to my neighbours, but it works. And my selenite, I never usually have to go to incense because my girls don't like incense because I used to burn it a lot. And they've got to a point now where they're like, Mum, it just. Sometimes incense can be overpowering.
Yeah. You have
Um,
to choose the ones that you like. I have my favorite ones. And I was given some for my birthday, and it's like, you know what, this isn't really me. I love the fact that it was Virgo, so it was like for my star sign and stuff, but nah, it's not really for me.
I think that's it. Well, the incense. Yeah, it's the incense. I love incense, and I will admit that to everyone. I burn it in my office when I'm up here on my own and stuff. I used to burn it in the front room when I was on my own, but because I've got two Sen children, so they're extra sensitive to different smells, so it makes it harder because a little bit harder for them. So I literally just go around now with me protection bag or and stuff like that. Yeah. No, I knew what you meant, sweet. I knew what you meant. See, I like the fact it lingers because it makes your house smell better than air freshener. Let's be honest. So I do like that. It is just the fact having to send children, they can't deal with the smell of it. And I think this is actually important because I think that's why my incense now I mainly use when I'm at a paranormal investigation to clear ourselves. When we, you're absolutely shattered, you've been there 12 hours, you're absolutely knackered. So sometimes the easiest way is just a quick cleanse with selenite. With selenite? Well, that would actually be
Yeah, that
easier.
would be good. Yeah.
That would be easier. With incense and just sort of like go on with my day because it is so much easier than having to, when you're absolutely shattered and stuff. And I don't mean drained, but I mean shattered. And I think that's one of the important things. I don't know how people like air freshener. My hubby likes air freshener, and I'm like, it stinks like gas. I don't know whether it's because I'm so used to incense.
Yeah, I'd much rather put a joss stick on.
Yeah, I'm exactly the same. Exactly the same. I'm just like, it's crazy. So I'm going to ask something, Sam, and I do know already, and I know you've mentioned it in my other video, because I think this would be something that will shock everyone that you did not used to believe in. And you know why I'm going to say it this way because I don't believe in them. Still, I call them daemon. You didn't believe in demonic energies.
No, I really didn't. I really did not. I thought that, yeah, there was some people. I still believe people are inherently good. Um, it's just circumstance and greed and programming and all that stuff that makes people bad, which then, when they're in spirit, can make them not nice. But I did not believe, I did not want to believe. I refused to believe in a demonic energy. I refused. So that they gave me a space clearing job so that I could not deny it. And it was a shock. And it took me a very long time. I was doing it remotely. So I was doing it from my home. And it was a Spanish island, actually. And I went into this property remotely, and there was a portal to the demonic. And it was like, oh crap, I cannot deny this anymore. It was so in your face, and there was such a lot of black magic around this whole entire property. And when I spoke to my client about it, he said, oh, because it was like personality changes, people being very grabby towards money whenever they entered this property, their personality would totally change. And he went, yep, that's exactly what happened. He didn't live there. He'd never lived there. Uh, but it was like, oh my God. So then I was like, right. So I put a titanium lid on the portal. That's what I was told to do. So I got the angels to go in and put a titanium lid on the portal to stop it. But I did have to go back. That took me a long time to do that one. And I had to leave my office a few times because the energy was so intense. And I have done it several times since then, just to make sure. I mean, we had ritual sacrifice, you name it, all the things that I really didn't want to see showed up in this one property.
I can believe it just personally for what I've experienced myself. And I think one of the things I actually want to say on this, and I don't know whether Sam would agree with me, but myself personally, one of the things that I personally experienced, why am I struggling to get the words out? And I didn't believe in demons at all. And I just want to say that I was the same as you, Sam, didn't believe in them at all. Um, and one of the things that I experienced was they don't affect you the same way spirits do. So dark entities, what I found personally was it was a lot of moving stuff around, just making you feel drained and stuff like that. Whereas the demonic energies, or daemonic in my language, if I don't know whether that's even a language, I think it's Greek. Um, they are more about affecting you emotionally. So this is where then you can get an attachment, and that isn't when it comes an issue. And I think this is one of the things that scares me because the world is getting more demonic and demonic energies into it. It's changing massively, like absolutely massively. Um, absolutely massively. I always go on about it with my girls. I'm like, look, you need to watch out for this. If you start feeling like this, one moment that you start suddenly feeling down and it's unexplainable, or you start feeling like you want to curse people, or anything like that thing. Actually, I'm glad you've brought this up, Hev. I am over the moon you have brought this up because this is something new I'm dealing with, Sam, and I've never dealt with it before. Hev has a bridge attachment, bridge soul attachment. Never heard of one before. He's from 6 past lives. I I've never dealt with something like it before. Obviously, we're working on it together, and he is fighting it back and stuff like that. But he's getting more and more detached by the day. But it's taken me a bit longer because I've never dealt with one. Have you ever heard of them? I have to ask.
No, but I do past life regressions as well. And I have come across more positive things than that in from past lives. Like one woman recognized her husband in this life was her savior in another life. So yeah, definitely can happen. And what I would suggest is keep cutting cords, keep cutting cords on it, because
Oh,
so the cords that are connecting them, I would keep cutting the cords and make it have every time you're in the shower or the bath, imagine the cords being cut. Call in Archangel Michael to cut the cords between you and him. You could also ask why he's still here, because there might be a lesson that you didn't learn that life that he's trying to make you learn this life.
Not to be treated like shit.
Okay. Well, there you go then.
He's always, the last 6 lives, he's always treated like crap. That is what I can feel.
Okay, so then it's have you need to work on your own self-worth, because if that's still happening, you haven't learnt the lesson. So you need to really start doing mirror work, look at yourself in the mirror, and it's really easy, so hard, right? So so hard, right? Just every time you walk past a mirror, look at yourself in the eye and say, I love you. I am worthy. I am worthy to be treated well, right? And the more you do it, the more it will, you'll be like, one day you'll suddenly be like, bloody hell, I do love myself. Yeah, I am worthy. It's not overnight, but keep doing it, because there's a reason that he's still here. And it's probably because he's treating you like crap because you're allowing it, which means that there's other people in your life treating you like crap that you're allowing. So
I'm not
it's
commenting on that one, I'm hiding.
so it's all about your self-worth, right? You deserve to be treated well. So this is, you need to reprogram yourself to be able to do that. Yeah, and just keep trying. It isn't easy.
It's not.
It's spiritual work. It isn't a spiritual holiday.
Thank you, Sam. This is what I keep drumming into them, right? Because these spiritual practitioners say to them, come and take a mushroom and I'll get you there in 3 weeks. It's not like that. It can take, especially when you're an adult, when you're not like us and you've kept your gift from young. If you're an adult and you're re-getting your gift, or you're getting your gift for the first time, it is a slow process. It's not an overnight magical 6 week course. It is, for me, it took me 4 years to
Yeah,
retrain myself.
it is, and it's a process. And we are bombarded by negativity all of the time. The internet,
Yes.
the television, the political scene, the this, the that, the other, right? How many people do you know that go, oh God, or want to tell you all their bad news, right? For us as sensitive people, it's a forever job.
Mm.
Yeah, we will move to a different level, but it is still, we can't finish. If we stop doing any spiritual work tomorrow, we're going right back to square one, right? So
Yes.
this is keep your journaling. Journaling's fab, by the way. About just getting stuff out, and you can put, today was crap because of XYZ, or today was a good day. I do mine in the morning, and I normally put yesterday was a good day, because normally yesterday was a good day, right? And then I ask spirit, I say, spirit, surprise me and make it good at the end of the page. Make it good. Surprise me today and make it good. But it's a process. If I don't journal, and I've been doing it constantly, consistently, probably 10 years now, periodically before that. But if I don't journal, my day doesn't go as well.
Yeah.
Just doesn't. Then that's for me. So it's just find out what works for you and do that. It doesn't have to be massive. It can be little.
So if it's to clear a chakra, my advice is, I don't know whether Sam does chakras as much as I do.
No, I don't really.
No, I was just telling I don't think she does that side of it. So I'll just explain. Sam is more about objects, etc. I'm more about people. That is
Yeah.
the major
Yeah.
difference in between us. Um, so if it's a chakra, what I would do is what I've taught you in meditation. Bring up that red light and say to your spirit guides, I want to understand what's blocking that chakra. So as Sam said, I want to know what you know, speaking to your spirit guides, ask them, I want to understand what's blocking this chakra, and then just write whatever you're thinking that day. And if you're like me, you can't keep up with writing thing. I do my channeling on computer just because I can type faster. My hand cramps up and I get carpal tunnel. Um, so yeah, to be honest, Shawnee, you've shocked me with your comments. So I will get to your comments. So don't worry about that. Don't worry about that. I will get to it because I'm a bit because you've got to a point where you can put your protection up with your white light, which is a very difficult point to get to. And I don't think you're recognizing how far you've come. And if you can stop me getting through your energy, that is an amazing thing. So I think you need to recognize this is another thing, Sam, that I'm finding when I'm working with people is them recognizing stuff.
And no one recognizes how far they've come.
No, it's crazy, isn't it?
We're not taught in the world we live in today, we are not taught to acknowledge our own achievements. It's like, for example, I have my book is now in the libraries of Oxford, Cambridge, Dublin universities. And when I said my publisher told me this, and I was like, I can put that on Facebook, right? And he was like, no, you can't. I was like, why? He's like, people would be jealous. It's like,
Yes.
and I thought about it, and then I thought, sod that. I'm really proud. I never went to university, and my book lives there, right? I'm proud of this. But that's the mentality we've got. It's like, don't blow your own trumpet. Don't recognize how far you've come. And if everyone listening to this took 5 minutes to look at where they were 5 years ago, even last year, right?
Oof.
Even last year, and recognize how bloody amazing you are and how far you've come and celebrate it. Celebrate
Exactly.
yourselves. We are not taught to do this. And we should be celebrating ourselves and our own achievements and our own wins, every single one of us. And even if it's just you got through last year because it was crap, that's a bloody achievement. Celebrate yourself.
I love that, Sam, and I love that because I had it the other week. I went to a ghost hunt the other week, and you could feel this bird was jealous of my gift. You know, you could feel it. You could feel she was jealous of my tarot, the way I can read tarot. You could feel that she was jealous the way I could connect with spirits, the way I made the energy stronger. You could feel this jealousy just driving up. And it was like, I was like, stuff you.
Yeah.
I'm going to show off more if you're going to be that way. Because I'm new to the field, no one knows who I am. Everyone's like, who's this sudden person showing their face in the field? Because everyone knew me as a tarot reader. And I'm like, do you know what? I've hid behind tarot for 20 odd years. I'm no longer hiding behind tarot. I'm going to show all my gifts. And now the jealousy that was coming out with tarot, with how much better of a reader I am than most, the jealousy that comes out and the nastiness
But
is
that's as we were talking about
shocking.
protection earlier, because the protection, the mirrors are because someone who does this work was trying to attack me because they're jealous. And I do
Yeah.
not get that. As far as I'm concerned, everyone doing this work has an essential role to play. And the more people that are reading cards, whether it's tarot, oracle, whatever, the more people working with the white light right now, the better. So if you're doing this work, I want to celebrate you. I want to
Yes.
celebrate you, and I want to celebrate your gifts. And everyone has these gifts. It's just it's more close to the surface than others. That's all.
See, this is what I love, and this is why, like, when I introduce you, when I talk to you about you to the girls and that, and I'm like, oh, have you seen what Sam's posted today and stuff like that? And they're all like, Amy, that's another oracle reader, it's another energy cleanser. I'm like, yeah, but she don't do the same energy cleanser as me. She does places. I don't do places. Like, I do if there's an attachment and I go in and someone thinks they're possessed, then I do the place. But other than that, I don't do places. I deal with people. I do the possessions with people and the attachments with people. I don't do
Yeah.
places.
And I only do people if it comes up when I'm doing a place.
Yeah. So we're the same, but
But
the complete opposite.
but as far as I'm concerned, the more people doing what I do, the better. Right? Which is why I wrote a
Yes.
book, to get it out there. I'm one person. I cannot physically, even if I was doing them remotely, I cannot physically do the whole world.
Exactly. Exactly. This is one of the things, especially because darkness spreads faster than the light. Darkness spreads faster, so much faster than the light. And like you're saying about these people that are jealous, um, as I call them, as you know, Sam, the love and light crew. Um, I struggle because they're going around saying they want to give love and light to everyone, but they're actually some of the darkest people out there. Like some of them I've met and they're pure black souls, and I'm like, ooh, you're telling everyone love and light, and you're a black soul. Like, no. Oh, by the way, guys, Sam can see similar to me with souls and stuff, so she gets it as just an aura, whereas I see it in the three different forms. Um, so it is like for me, it's oh, you can tell this is my subject, can't you? And this is why, in a way, I'm getting angry with the paranormal world. I do feel it needs to be more because I'm dealing with so many attachments because people have gone out ghost hunting and they've gone out ghost hunting, they've gone, oh, it's fine, it's dandy doodle, whatever. And I'm like, you've now got an attachment. You opened that Ouija board and you don't know what the hell you were doing. And I'm like, you've now got an attachment. Now I need to deal with that. And this is the thing that I think, especially as we've got these famous YouTubers, this is why I've sort of moved across to YouTube as well, Sam, to try and encourage the youngsters to stay away from haunted objects. So I know I'm going to get killed by some people for saying this and stuff like that because it is scary how much they're getting into this stuff, but they know naff all about it. Like even us, we don't keep haunted objects in our home. If we can't cleanse them, they stay out in the shed until we can cleanse them.
Yeah.
They don't come into our home
No.
or they get thrown into a river
Yeah.
because they get cleansed naturally by the water over time.
I've never done that, by the way, but hey, yeah.
I will admit, I do sometimes with my crystals. If I've started to struggle and it's starting to affect me, I have gone, right, okay, you can go in the river.
I have buried them in the earth, though.
Oh.
But I do live in rural Spain. Although I live on a dry riverbed, it only runs like once or twice a year. So that could be why I don't throw things in the river.
Oh.
Yeah, but as far as I'm concerned, the Ouija board is something that can be extremely dangerous if you don't know what you're doing. My daughter, when she first moved out, she doesn't live there now, but she was sharing with 3 other people. And I was space clearing her flat very, very regular, well, every other week pretty much, because 2 of her roommates were playing with the Ouija board. They didn't know what they were doing. And so my daughter would go, Mum, it needs doing again. I think they've been at it again. And she was like, I can't tell them not to do it. I understand you can't tell them not to do it. But she's like, but there's something trying to get in now. And they can't get in. They keep trying to open the door and the front door won't open. I'm like, that's because I've put you in a protection. But yeah, it is not a game. It is not a game. And if you don't know what you're doing, I never use a Ouija board. I did know someone who used to use an angelic Ouija board, which I'd never heard of, but I never use a Ouija board.
See, I'll hold my hands up because, as you know, Sam, some spirits like to hide from us, especially as soon as they feel our energy and they're like, oh shit, she's here to get rid of me. So
Yeah.
they try and hide from us. So I do sometimes use what I call a pendulum board. And some people have gone, oh, it looks like a Ouija board. And I'm like, it's not, because it can only be used by me. I am the only one that's energy will go through it. I am the only one that will touch it. I am my spirit guides. Before I go out, it has a prayer over it with the gods and goddesses. It has so much protection put on it. And then when they actually, so it's really weird how it works. So, whereas a Ouija board, anything can come and touch it. Whereas with my pendulum, it's like I have to say to my spirit guides, yes, you can let that through before it can come to touch it. On paranormal investigations, I do let the darkness through, which 90% of the time lies to us. Does that anyway, because it don't want to be cleansed, especially when it feels someone like me or Sam. It's like,
They get
well,
so
no.
angry, and
Yeah.
a lot of the times here in Spain, and this is not a anti-religious quote, but a lot of the time here in Spain, it's a lot of priests because they do not want to give control, and it's like, really, another one? It's like, people can think I'm really anti-religion, and I'm not. If it works for you, it works for you. That's fine. But these priests, and one in particular I'm thinking of right now, and he literally was in my face telling me I was the devil. It's like, really?
I've had that. I have had that. And I just sit there going, I went to one energy cleansing, and it was, so it weren't a priest and it weren't a monk, but it was a really religious family. Really, really religious. And she was like, the woman was telling me, there's no way it's my grandfather. He was so religious, he was perfect, all this. And he literally got in my face and went, you're a witch. Stop teaching my daughter all this devil stuff. And I looked at him and went, but I'm not the one dead, stuck here and not in heaven. So what the hell did you do to deserve that and not go by the Bible? And it just backed off. We felt this massive gust of wind. And she just went, it is my grandfather, isn't it? I could smell him. And I went, yeah, it's your grandfather, sweet. And she just went, but he's religious. Because I think people think as long as you keep to the Bible, which you need to remember, the Bible isn't connected to God, that's connected to man.
Yeah.
It's not connected to God.
And especially where I live in Spain, you know, the church here is connected to so many atrocities. You know, you had the Spanish Inquisition, then you had Franco, all of which were connected to the church. So it's not really a big surprise, although I'm still surprised. I'm like, please no, put more priests. You know, every time, especially when I was writing the book, I was like, oh God, they're going to really think I'm anti-church, and it's not the case at all. Um, but it is a lot of it back then. I'm not saying now, but back then it was a way of controlling people.
Yeah, exactly that. Because when we look at King James VI's Bible, before that, witchcraft, etc., was okay. And in the Bible, it said false mediums, false clairvoyants, false witches. So it's talking about the people that were conning you out of money.
Yeah.
Whereas he changed the word to all mediums, all witches, all clairvoyants. And that is a problem because that was his narrative, because he was obsessed that witches were out to get him. So he wanted them all to perish, basically. And I think that is such an important fact, is the control factor the Bible actually has. I just want to answer Hev's message here. Yes. So something similar. So unless your crystal is very, like my crystal, when I take my pendulum out to a property and it's haunted, especially if I'm on a ghost hunt, there is, it's laid in protection herbs before I go. I know this is going to sound a bit over dramatic. It's cleansed with incense. It's laid in protection herbs before I go, as well as the board is as well. So this isn't just that, it's actually the board as well. It's then on top of that, it's also in a bag full of protection crystals. So it goes back in a bag full of protection crystals. So then they can soak up the energy and take the energy as well. This is what we're saying about crystals. Like, they are your number one best friend.
Yeah, my
Um,
pendulum's actually brass.
oh, wow. I've never seen one like that, lovely.
Yeah, and it's on a cord, not a chain, so that the energy doesn't go up into you.
I might be pinching that one. Well, actually, I have to
I
admit, I
actually
am.
got it from a website that is UK based.
Oh, you might have to send me that one,
I will if I
Sam.
can. I can't remember what it's called, but I've got the piece of paper somewhere.
Please do, lovely. Stephen says Stephen is pretty good, so I will say this, and he is coming along amazing. When you said about the
Yeah.
priest, your priest, he got Miguel.
Okay. I don't know. That one didn't give me a name, but quite probably.
I
For
think this.
me, I seem to have a direct line with John's and Jose's, not
Yeah,
Jose's, Juan's. John's and Juan's. And it's like, really, another John? They're like, yes. I'm like, okay. I seem to have a direct line, which is really funny.
I love that though. I do love that. Actually, you've just said something that is quite important, and I'm trying to remember what you said, and it triggered me to say something, and I've completely forgot. How have I done that in 10 seconds? It's because
I
I was
don't know.
reading your comment. Um, just repeat what you said for me, Sam, so I can remember.
I said that the priest, I didn't get a name with that priest, or at least I didn't
That's
remember.
that's what I needed. So this is actually something that frustrates me on paranormal investigations, because it's the one thing the Bible has correct. Our name gives power.
Yeah.
Right? So when these investigators go in and going, "Hi, by the way, I'm Empress Sparkle," you're giving that spirit that already knows your name because it can read your mind power over you. Why would you do that?
Yeah,
It's
I never do that.
I
It
don't
never
either.
even crossed my mind to introduce myself when I go in to cleanse property.
Me neither. It's come a fashionable thing now to introduce yourself to spirits.
Okay.
And I'm like, the reason why they say on there, "I want your name, I want your name, what is your name?" And they're asking it, and it sounds polite when you're doing these spirit boxes, is because it gives them power. And the other thing I was trying to say to people, unless you actually rev up the spirit, like proper rev it up, that spirit, especially dark entities, are very nice, a real nicey. Even we experience that when we're energy cleansing, and we go, "Why are you being so nice?" And then the nice one will come in that we can feel their energy is really nice, and they're being nasty, and you're like, "You're the nasty
Hmm.
one." And they're like, "How did you know?" It's like, no, you're dealing with a narcissist.
Yeah. And quite often they are. It is literally dealing with a spirit narcissist.
And it's like, "You're not gonna make me leave this place." And I'm like, "Well, if you're not gonna leave this place, you've got a choice now, mate. You either go into the light, or I attach you to a crystal and you'll slowly go into the light when I take you home. It's your choice, now or later." Oh, I've just noticed I have to. Oh, if it's acting funny, that means it's not the crystal for you. I will just say that.
I don't tend to use a pendulum very often, to be fair. I did have a crystal one and I could never get on with it. This one I do occasionally use if I'm told to, when I'm space clearing. It comes with me. And occasionally I will ask it questions, like if someone wants to know what sort of time scale that they can expect their house to sell, I will use it, but I don't tend to use it very often. It's just not. really my bag. As we were saying earlier, it's not one size fits all. But there's amazing pendulum teachers out there.
I think that's actually a really important thing to say, actually, because for me personally, like I use my pendulum a lot. I will admit that I do use it a lot. Um, but it is more the fact of it'd be more to do with chakras than anything. So when I'm in a place and I'm checking the person's chakras, because if I can't see an attachment, it could be just negative energy in the air. And as we know, Sam, but people go straight to I must have an attachment.
Yeah.
And stuff like that. It is a what do you mean, Hev Sweet? It is for me, it's a tool. My main tool is me.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, my main tool is me. When I go into an investigation, like a proper investigation where I'm seeing whether the person's possessed, it is so different to what you see on my public ones. My public ones, the pendulum's out all the time. Public ones, my dowsing rods are out all the time. Do you know what? I reckon I get them out in a private investigation where I'm dealing with someone only about 10% of the time.
Yeah.
They're barely out. And that is because there's a lot more. Bloody hell, Stephen. That is because they're a lot more, a lot more. That is because they're a lot more. Please make me lose my train of thought.
Yeah, sometimes you need that tool. It's like, for me, my go-to tool would be the oracle cards. It doesn't mean I don't already know the answer, but sometimes you
You don't.
just need to be able to show someone something more physical than you just saying it. You need to use the oracle cards to go, okay, and this is what this is saying, to give it just to make it easier for other people.
Yeah. And I think I shock people when I say I don't actually gravitate towards my tarots with being such an excellent tarot reader. But if you actually go and watch Sam and my podcast or my other channel, you will see where I admit the tarot's actually a dark tool. So when I'm dealing with a dark being, the last thing I want to chance is an attachment to my tarot deck. So I won't really use my tarot deck because of that. And that is one of the reasons why, because tarot decks are easy to cleanse. Yes, they are for someone like me, but if I'm honest, and I know this Sam's gonna shake her head at this, I'm too lazy to sit there after I've sat there 12 hours dealing with someone that's possibly got an attachment, to then, before I can walk back in my house, sit for 20 minutes in my car meditating with them to cleanse the energy off them.
Oh,
It's
I think that's
like
fair enough, to be fair.
I'm so
But
bad.
for me, oracle cards always seem lighter,
Yeah,
and I don't use them when I'm cleansing a property, when I'm doing the space clearing. I use them if there's a direct question. I've been asked quite a few times. I've just added it to my website, actually, a pre-purchase property review. And then I will use the cards should this person buy this property, for is it the right thing for what they want to do, as this is what the cards are saying. It's not
yeah,
just me saying this is what the cards are saying, because those are done remotely, so then I can scan the card, and when you got this card, it means XYZ, right?
yeah,
So I've got something physical I can show them, rather than like the report. I'll go, that property needs space clearing, like the one I was shown yesterday. It's like, yeah, there's 3 spirits there, because they're like, don't space clear it, just tell me if I should buy it. But I want to get it at a better price, so don't space clear it yet. I was like, yeah, actually, that would be a great property for you. This is what the cards are saying, which backs up what I've just told you. And yeah, go for your life.
Exactly. I think because I know Sam doesn't use tarot. She's got a couple of tarot decks, but she doesn't actually use them. She just likes the pictures. I remember that well, Sam telling me that. You are one of the only guests that I actually remember my full conversation with. How bad is that? Um, but yeah, so basically using tarot does drain you faster. So I need to explain this. Oracle, I don't know why. Sam, I did ask on my other podcast, she doesn't know why herself. The spirits can't use Oracle. But as soon as you bring tarot out, and we don't know why, so don't ask us both why, because we can't explain it. For some reason, the spirits can draw into that. So that's why we actually drain more when we use tarot, is because you're not just getting messages. So you can ask about, I better explain this, you can ask about spirits and stuff with Oracle, you can ask about them, but that spirit won't attach to it. Whereas if I asked about a spirit to the tarot, that there's a possibility that that's going to attach to it. I'm hoping. Am I making sense, Sam?
Yeah, that makes sense to me. I don't use my oracle cards that way at all.
Yeah.
I use them as a gateway, and then my guides, my angels, give me the message. Because I could pull the same card for you and for Hev, for example, but the meaning will be totally different.
Yes.
Um, even though it's the same card. So I don't use it to try and connect with spirit anyway.
No. See, whereas tarot with oracle, you don't ever. I don't know any oracle reader that connects with spirit through oracle cards, unless there is a couple of oracle readers that I've noticed on TikTok have sort of transferred their cards to tarot cards because of the way they're using them is the way I'm going to word it. But myself personally, tarot, because you are bringing in spirits and stuff like that, you're not just asking your spirit guides. As soon as I touch my deck, there's a chance for spirit coming in. I've had it before where I've done a whole reading for someone and I've gone, I know you've actually paid for a reading, a 30-minute reading, but can we discuss the attachment you've got to the house? And they've gone, why? And I've gone, because it's totally influenced the cards. And that is just because I've got their energy, why they're in the house. So it's like it can totally change someone's reading, it can totally change everything. And this is why when I say to people, don't use tarot unless you know you've been trained by someone correctly, don't touch tarot. Don't follow these TikTok people that teach you how to do tarot. 90% of them have been doing tarot just because it's popular. I don't mean it rudely, but they have. Same with YouTube. And they don't know what the hell they're talking about. One of the biggest secrets, Sam's just said it, same for Oracle, same for tarot. The cards do not mean what they say in the book. Our spirit guides help us.
Having said that, sometimes I'm told to look in the book, and
Oh, really?
sometimes, yeah, and sometimes it will be just one word that I haven't said while I've been doing the reading, and sometimes I get spirit turn up as well, but not, they're normally related or close to the person. They are not
A
something
random
that
one.
needs to, yeah, not a randomer. Um, so sometimes that happens, but that is not how I use them. I don't use them to contact with spirit. If this a spirit turns up, then great. If I'm doing a messages from above reading, my cards will still be next to me like they are now. Um, but it will be okay. What do you need? What do you want to say? You know, is there anyone there for a start off? Because you can't guarantee.
No.
Um, so yeah, so I don't use them in that way. And yeah, the messages, I do use the book though sometimes, and when I'm reading for myself I do, because I find reading for yourself is really difficult because your ego gets in the way.
That's why I use my rebel deck. I will admit that. Um, So if someone wanted to get rid of these respectfully, how would they do it? So Tara, never gift them. Never give them to a second-hand shop because you don't know what that person's done with them. So don't gift them. I know people say gift them away and stuff like that, but don't.
I
Tarot
like
burn.
being gifted them though.
I like being gifted them. I
Oh,
think.
the first tarot deck I had was gifted to me from a second-hand shop that they got from a house clearance.
So weirdly, and I will be honest, so was mine, Sam, and I will be honest, was from the lady that was teaching me. I will be honest, it was, but it wasn't in a bad shape, and I knew how to cleanse it.
Yeah,
If you
I
are,
did. If you don't know what you're doing and you don't know how to cleanse it, yeah, don't.
yeah, just tarot burn, Ouija board. Now that's a difficult one because
Yeah, I
you
don't
don't
know
know
what.
who's. I don't know what to do with a Ouija board because I've never played with them.
No, me
Cr-
either. What should we do with
crystals,
the? What do we do with the Ouija board? I would.
or
I would say burn that as well, but burn it with incense, Palo Santo, white sage.
oh yes, I personally would add with that. I'm gonna just add, and I hope you don't
Mm.
mind, Sam, and I
No,
don't know
add.
why they've told me. I would add garlic.
Yeah,
We're cooking a Ouija
yeah.
board here,
Look at
guys.
Ouija board.
um, garlic, rosemary,
Yeah,
and basil.
yeah,
I would add to that as well. And I would actually make a crystal ring around where you burn it of selenite. We like
yeah,
selenite.
yeah. Why not? And
Yeah,
with crystals, I bury them in the earth.
yeah,
Return them to Mother Earth if you don't want them anymore, and or you can gift them, but cleanse them first and program them, and then gift them if you want to gift them to a certain person. Or if you just feel like if they're broken, like mine is, but it says it's okay to play. If they're broken, it's because they've done their job. I would
yeah.
then return them to the earth.
And I would say while you're returning to the earth, so when I return mine, I literally get on my hands and knees and I dig a little hole. And for me, obviously, you guys might say Mother Earth, but I say Mother Gaia. I actually say to her, "Thank you, Mother Gaia, for your hard work forming this crystal for me to work with. I now return it to you, and I hope you can progress more. Thank you, Mother Gaia." And then I bury it.
Yeah,
I then
perfect.
cover it because for me, she needs to know that we've respected. Because a lot of what we do is about respect.
Yeah, and use the words that resonate with you. Just
Yeah.
make them full of respect and love, right? Because that
Yes.
crystal's worked for you, so you want to be honoring it.
There's some house.
Um,
Ooh. Um.
yeah.
Ooh.
In this case, yeah. The reason being, they live. They're meant to be there. They're meant to be there. I don't know why they're meant to be there. In your case, I'm not saying in every case. In this case, leave them there when you move.
Hev, can I message Sam and let her know what's happened? I promise you, Sam will keep everything confidential.
But I would leave them there. In your case, leave them there. For anyone else watching that, it would depend on the circumstance. I don't know why, but for Hev, she should leave them there.
I was about to say the same thing as well. That's what I got. Oh, Sam won't mind, bless her heart. She's lovely.
No, I don't
Absolutely
mind.
love Sam.
I don't mind. I'm up for most things.
Oh, I've just realised you messaged me, lovely. I haven't seen it yet.
Yeah, exactly. Have a little bit of a side of garlic bread.
Exactly. Exactly. Exactly that, my lovelies. You know what I mean? Cooking a Ouija board.
Okay. Yeah, I'd leave them there.
All right, Beaut. Um, I love how you've picked that up without even realizing. So definitely sweet. Leave it all behind. Leave,
Yeah.
leave them behind.
Yeah. And
Um,
anything actually for you, anything else that was in the house that does not belong with you, that you didn't take, leave behind. Even if you love it, leave it there. I hope that makes sense.
it will do. She'll know exactly what you mean, my lovely. More than welcome, Stephen. That is what these are about. Oh my goodness, I've just realised the time. We've got
Uh,
20 minutes.
oh, do we both like to talk?
I think what I love about you, Sam, honestly, I could do a podcast with you on its own. What I love about you, Sam, is I don't mean it rudely when I say this to other people, is because we are the same. It's just the difference is what we work on.
Yeah.
And it's like, and who we worship. That is the only difference between us.
Yeah.
Um, and and me getting used to some word, I hold my hands up, and same with you with me. I was like, you seem quicker than me though to cotton on with that. I will just say that she is so good with that. Like I get really confused about different terminologies, whereas Sam's like, "Oh yeah, I understand what you're saying," and I'm like, "Sam, that's not fair." I feel like Kevin from
Sorry.
Kevin and Perry. I'm like, "Oh."
Yeah, well, I put in a call before I come on here to make me understand everything. So I do it with Spanish as well. If I've got to do anything in Spanish, I'm like, okay, guys, make sure that I understand and they understand me.
I love that because that is one of the important things in it. Because when it is just me and you talking like before the shows and that, I don't. I know it sounds really weird. For me personally, we don't even register the different terminologies.
No.
And then when we get on the shows, I'm suddenly like, I think it's because I've got to process more what you're actually saying along with the comments that are coming up. So
Yeah,
it's more like,
you've also got a system that you're working with it where I don't.
yeah.
All I've got to do is turn up and talk, right?
Yeah.
I haven't got to do anything else. So you've got way more to deal with than I have.
That is so true. That is so true. I love it. Yeah, guys, thank you all so much. I do apologise for going over. I know I usually only try to take out an hour of your time. Do check Sam out. I've tagged her over on my Facebook. I believe she's now got YouTube as well. She didn't have YouTube before, so I believe she's now got YouTube. I will get that link and I'll share it all with you because Sam is such a massive white light in this darkness of world that I don't give a monkeys. If you said to me, I don't mean it rudely, Sam is one of them where if you said to me, Empress, I've gone to Sam for an oracle reading, I'll go, okay, okay.
Cool.
As long as it's in one of them Love and Light crew, I don't care.
The thing is that, we as light workers should be helping each other.
I like
And
that term.
that's what we are. We're light workers, right?
Yeah.
And as such, it doesn't matter who anyone goes to for whatever, because you'll go to the right person. You go to the
Yeah.
one that resonates with you the most.
Yeah. Exactly that. And this is one of the things that I think is one of the hardest. Yeah, house situation. I'll be able to walk through your house and tell you where the dark things are and stuff like that. But Sam is better than that at me. I can talk to you about you, how you're feeling, how your emotions are going, and stuff like that. This is where me and Sam work well because Sam is buildings, she's objects and stuff like that. Whereas for me, I can say, right, okay, this is where the problem is. Yeah, we are the pathfinders of the world. We're trying to draw you all to the light. We're like, don't play with dark things. Come into the light.
There
We,
is, you know what? There's enough negativity in the world. What we need to be doing is bringing positivity into the world. However, that is first. That's it, as far as I'm
yeah,
concerned. And anyone doing that is a light worker, whether you recognize you are or not. even if it's just you smile at the person walking down the street. You are now a light worker if that's what you do on a regular basis. If you are spreading love and light, I know you hate that love and light, but if you're spreading it and you're genuine,
Yeah.
it's the authenticity. And you know what? There's only one of you. Everyone else is taken. So own who you are.
But you've used it in the correct way, Sam.
Yes, I
This is the
know.
thing. You've used the term in the correct way. And that's what I love. I think it's because I know it's not being used in the correct way.
Yeah,
I
I know what
think
you mean.
that's my problem. If people were using it like we are, I love the term light worker because that is what I work with. I work with the light.
Yeah.
Um, you know, and I love the light. Like I cannot explain how much I like it comforts me. Um, when I
But
pull
that's
it
what you're
up,
here for.
yeah,
That's
that's
that's what we are put on this earth for at this moment in time, is to be the light, to help other people shine their light.
exactly that. And I think come to the light, my lovely. Follow people like me. Follow people like Sam. Me and Sam will teach you who to follow. Don't worry. Just send it to me or Sam and just say, "Are these good enough to follow?" And we'll be like, "Yeah, actually, they're okay." Or run.
Well, check in with your own intuition. You know,
Yeah,
how do you feel when you're listening to them? Do you feel energized or do you feel drained? Do you feel positive or do you feel despair? Check in with yourself because you know as much as we know.
exactly. So this is the thing that I'm having with them at the minute is trusting their intuition. So
That's
we've got a problem.
practice.
Yeah, we've got a problem that quite a few of my girls, their yellow chakra is blocking their third eye. And it's like, it's that self doubt that is that my intuition? Is it not? And I'm always like, if you think it's your intuition straight
It
away, don't
is.
doubt it.
Yeah. I bet that is
Exactly.
practice. That is practice. And moving into that space where you go, hang on a minute. And also failing. When you don't trust your intuition, what happens? Whenever I haven't
Yes.
followed my intuition, I become a cropper. If my intuition is telling me to turn right and I turn left because it's quicker that way, right? It's always turns out to be a much longer road and a much more difficult road.
Yes, exactly that. I do it all the time. Now, Steve, you said about my look during the investigation. Now you know my true look when I'm um oh oh it's okay, my wire caught something and knocked it off. It's a bit like I ain't got any spirits in my house. What's going on? I pass them all over the day I move in. I'm like, oh, come on, guys, time to say bye. um, but this is the thing that I think is really important with your intuition. And the reason why you're super emotional, sweet, and the reason why, and I think this is one of the reasons he's around, is to teach you to not be as emotional, to not be as sensitive. Like, I don't mean that rudely. Oh, that sounded really harsh. Um, but I think he's there because when you get to full healing, everyone thinks we don't have emotions. We do, but they're not as overwhelming. So I think the reason why he's been attached to you for the last 6 years, 6 lifetimes, 6 years, for God's sake, 6 lifetimes, is to teach you how not to be overwhelmed with your emotions. Sam's got something for you, and I can tell by the look on her face.
Yeah, you need to be patient with yourself and give yourself a break, right? Because you are creating this because you're so critical of yourself.
She is.
So all you need to do is breathe, right? And to just look how far you've come and celebrate even the tiny wins and keep making the steps one step at a time, one tiny little step at a time. And then you won't be overly emotional, right? And overly sensitive. right? It's a practice and it takes time, and you have to give yourself a break.
Thank you, Sam, so much. I could give you a massive hug. I'm not going to lie to you, because this is something I go on at her every day. I'm like, stop pressurizing yourself. Stop it. Just stop it.
We can
And she's,
only do what we can do, right? And if today all you managed to do was get out of bed and eat dinner, then that's all right. That's what you managed to do today. But just and try the mirror work, and you're gonna go, oh god, this is horrible to begin with, right? But honestly, it really does work. And I resisted when I first was told about it by my aunt. I didn't do it for probably about 5 years because like, I can't do that, right? And when I started doing it, I was like, oh pants, why didn't I just do this when she told me about it? Right?
yeah, see, this is a thing. I was taught soul cleansing work 15 years ago, and people sit there and they get muddled up with the maths because I didn't start doing it properly till 10 years ago. And because I was in and out of it, because I was like, oh, this is never going to work. I was exactly like you have. I wanted it to work overnight, and I was like, this is never going to work. And then I decided, actually, I'm just going to stick at it and see what happens. And no word of lie, 4 years later, it was better than cancelling. I was like, I am over my trauma. I don't get heart palpitations anymore. I don't get any of that. What the heck? What's going on? And this is what I'm saying. That's 4 years, Hev. It took me 4 years to get to that point that I could breathe and walk out my door without panicking and allow my children to be looked after by men and stuff like that. It took me 4 years to get there.
And it took me 20 years to own up to the fact that I've been space clearing for 25 years, right? To
This is
own
it.
up to the fact, because I thought as a child, I thought everyone could see spirit. I thought everyone could communicate with spirit. And it wasn't until I was about 20 that someone said, you probably shouldn't say that. You know, no one else can see that woman in the corner. And I was like, what? Really? And then I tried to shut it down very unsuccessfully. But it took me then another 20 years to go, hang on a minute, this is what I'm going to be doing. And then put myself out there and tell people this is what I do. Took me 20
Yes.
years. So, you know, it isn't an overnight thing. And you have to, at some point, into the space where you go, you know what? This is me. If you don't like it, there's the door. But this is who I am.
Exactly. And this is a thing. When I first started out, everyone now knows my real name's Amy. Everyone knows that now. But when I started out, I was so afraid of my family. For 3, 4 years ago, when I started out as Empress Sparkle, hold on, what year are we in? 2026. I started out 2022. So 4 years ago, when I started out as Empress Sparkle, there was a little bit of nervousness there still. My family finding me and stuff like that. That is why I had a stage name originally. I just don't dare change it now because everyone knows me as Empress Sparkle. So I'm like, I want to change it, but I'm like, better not. But for me personally, this is one of the things that even I had to get over. And I'll be honest here, you guys helped me with that, and you guys don't realize that. And that was something that I didn't even realize I was still holding on to. So I thought I was fully healed and fully okay with who I was. And it turned out actually my gift, I'm still not 100% okay with it. Um, and then all of a sudden, thanks to you guys, when I was doing my lives on TikToks, the ones which have stayed loyal, I come okay with it. I did come okay with it. I then started showing my face. I then started messing about and didn't care if I was singing. Actually, that's another way you can cleanse, by the way, guys, is just singing.
Oh, yeah.
Just singing. Um, and I think this is one of the things that people don't realize. We're desperate as, I'm going to use the term light workers because I love that. We're desperate, even as light workers, we're desperate to be recognized as a person, as the soul we are, as the light we are. we're all desperate. Not desperate, I don't think that's the right term.
I think we will have this battle where we're desperate to shine our light and we're terrified to shine our light in case we have these witch wounds from before. Because I remember some of my past lives and they didn't end well, me showing who I was. So I had that whole, you have all of this stuff to deal with as well. You have
Yeah.
all this, what are people going to think if I if I show who I am, what's going to happen? Well, I came to the conclusion is that this time round they're not going to burn me at the stake or drown me. So you know what? I haven't got much to lose really.
See, and it's strange because for me personally, because I grew up in the household I did, I was like, they are going to burn me at the stake, but it was a social stake. And then I realized actually they can't burn me at the stake. So it's like, oh, I'm the first to call myself weird. You know that, Steve. You all know that. I'm like the queen of weird. Maybe I need to
I
change
don't
my
want to
name to
be
that.
normal.
No, it's no fun.
No.
Get my sass out. Honestly, it is no fun being normal. There's no point in it at all, full stop.
And what
The
is normal anyway?
This is the thing. I think the problem is now is we're forced to have the gifts that the system want us to, rather than the gifts our soul brought with us.
Yeah.
I'm
No,
hoping
that
that
makes
makes
sense.
sense.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I love how Sam knows my faces now. She's like, it's okay, it made sense. Normal is boring. I
Yeah.
remember being with all these CEOs and stuff like that in these administrators' offices and secretaries and talking away to them. They all wore the same suit, they all wore the same colours. And I sat there going, is this really my life? Just to look like them? The only difference is my face and my body shape. Is this really my life? And I just thought, that's not what I want. But it weren't until there was a lot of issues going on at home that I woke up and realised actually how plain clothed and how boring my life was, because I was being the socially accepted. And I think that's an important thing actually to say. I've just realised we've gone for another 20 minutes, Sam. We're a nightmare. What I love though is it's been full of giggles, it's been full of laughs, even though it's been a serious conversation. And I love that with you, Sam. I will just say that. Absolutely love it. So I want to thank you. Is there anything you want to feel like you need to add before we go?
No, I'll just show you my book though.
Oh,
So this is
yes.
the book I spoke about earlier. Oh, my ring light's in the way. Echoes Within Walls, and it's available through all bookstores, Amazon, and any bookstore. And it tells you the case studies of some of the properties I've space cleared, and also gives you a brief overview on how you can do it yourself.
I love that because I struggle to put things into words, and I will admit that, Sam. I really struggle to write it down. So I love that because I think it's very important. I'm not
Yeah.
gonna lie to you. Especially for some of you guys that don't get on as well with my YouTube instructions. Sam's book is actually one that I am gonna say to go out and check out. I will again put a link in the description for it of this once I've sorted out all the stuff for it. So do please do check that out, guys. Honestly, Sam is shop. Follow her on Facebook, follow her on YouTube. I don't usually promote my guests to say go check them out. I'll hold my hands up. Um, she really is a true light. Honestly, I love working with her so much. It really has been helpful. I think for you guys, really helpful. I can feel that. So thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you, Sam.
Thank you. It's
Lovely.
been great.
And guys, don't forget, keep sparkling.